I've learned when it comes to politics, a lot of folks make decisions that are primarily based upon emotion and not logic and reason. In other words, if what is untrue makes you feel better than what is true, then the people who make emotional decisions will make decisions on what makes them feel good. Reminds me of a scene on Heat of the Night, a long time ago, where the lady that played city council, that was Denise Nichols, she was talking to a lady lawyer. And the lady lawyer was all upset about a case she was involved in. Said that once the jury hears the facts in the case, surely her client would be acquitted. But the city council lady told her, honey, don't you understand? People don't make decisions based on facts. They make decisions based on what makes them feel good. Anyway, when the question was presented not too long ago that Mr. Cruz might not be eligible to run for President of the United States because he wasn't a natural-born citizen, I recall that one of the justices in the Dred Scott case that I'd studied a while back from the 1856 term of the U.S. Supreme Court commented on that natural-born citizen in their opinion. So I went back to the case and found it was Justice Daniel. Now here is what the quote says from his opinion. By this same writer, it is also said, the citizens are the members of the civil society, bound to this society by certain duties, and subject to its authority. They equally participate in its advantages. The natives, or natural-born citizens, are those born in the country of parents who are citizens. As society cannot perpetuate itself otherwise than by the children of the citizens, those children naturally follow the condition of their parents and succeed to all their rights. Again, I say, to be of the country, it is necessary to be born of a person who is a citizen. For if he be born there of a foreigner, it will be only the place of his birth and not his country. The inhabitants, as distinguished from citizens, are foreigners who are permitted to settle and stay in the country. Now this quote comes from The Law of Nations by Emer de Vattel. Now who was Vattel? Turns out Vattel was a Swiss legal scholar who was highly respected by some of the people who helped frame our Constitution. Men such as Ben Franklin, George Washington, and Alexander Hamilton, for example. So we can see that the provision in the Constitution where only natural-born citizens could be president was a special requirement for that high office only. And it makes perfect sense. The framers were very smart people. There's people smart like them out there in America today. But a lot of them aren't politically correct and they don't have super PACs backing them. For example, Dr. Kelly Ward is running against John McCain in the Arizona Senate primary. She recently indicated on one of her Facebook posts that McCain has about $5 million to promote his campaign. I call McCain Beer Man because he married the daughter of a wealthy beer distributor, Cindy Hensley. Her father, Jim Hensley, is one of Arizona's richest men. So McCain got his money by marrying it, plus all the beer you can drink. And then his political career began. Well, good luck, Kelly. There's a lot of them that needs to go. To fix the mess the country's in, the people need to clean house starting this year's election. But anyway, let's go back to natural-born citizen. It's only logical that the framers wanted the high office of president to be filled only by a person born in the United States by parents who were citizens. That way you would ensure that the person holding this high office was born and raised under the constitutional republic, and they would be raised by parents who were citizens who, at a bare minimum, were naturalized citizens. Naturalized citizens, now they're people who become citizens after migrating to the country. In other words, these people, to become citizens of the United States, must pledge an oath to support the Constitution. So someone who's born in this country when only one parent is a citizen cannot run for president. If someone who is a citizen of the United States travels to another country and has a child when the mother or father, whichever the case may be, is a citizen or subject of the foreign nation the U.S. citizen traveled to, now that child is not eligible to run for the office of president. And this is the very situation that Ted Cruz finds himself in. According to law, he is not eligible to run for the office of President of the United States. He can run for any other office, but not President of the United States. That's the truth. Now, for example, if a man who is an illegal alien came across the border from either Mexico or Canada, got a woman pregnant, would that child be eligible to run for President of the United States? The answer is no. The child is not the offspring of parents that are both citizens. Now, some people argue that since Mr. Cruz has argued cases before the Supreme Court, he knows he's eligible to run. Some pundits in the media assert that the birther arguments against Cruz aren't valid. Well, folks, social media has changed things. Myself and many others have researched this issue, and they have found the same thing. We the people are not stupid. We have the right to read our Constitution. We have the right to do research. And just because most people may just have a high school diploma instead of a college degree doesn't mean we're stupid. And a lot of folks will insult your intelligence, when you try to assert your arguments based upon your research. Happens all the time. But like old Abe Lincoln said, the people are the masters of both Congresses and courts, not to overthrow the Constitution, but to overthrow the men who pervert it. Yeah, that's right. If the Constitution needs to be changed, simple, amend it. Now in the Dred Scott case, again, Chief Justice Taney said, if any of its provisions, talking of the Constitution, are deemed to be unjust, there is a mode prescribed in the instrument itself by which it may be amended. But while it remains unaltered, it must be construed now as it was understood at the time of its adoption. It is not only the same in words, but the same in meaning, and delegates the same powers to the government, and reserves and secures the same rights and privileges to the citizen. And as long as it continues to exist in its present form, it speaks not only in the same words, but with the same meaning and intent with which it spoke when it came from the hands of its framers, and was voted on and adopted by the people of the United States. Any other rule of construction would abrogate the judicial character of this court and make it the mere reflex of the popular opinion or passion of the day. This court was not created by the Constitution for such purposes. Higher and graver trusts have been confided to it, and it must not falter in the path of duty. So folks, since the Constitution has not been amended since its adoption to change the definition of natural-born citizen, a natural-born citizen is a person born in any place under the jurisdiction of the United States by parents who are both citizens. The only way to change this is either to amend the Constitution, or you find a judge who'll create the legal fictions of law to pronounce constitutional what is in fact unconstitutional. And since judges have been doing this ever since the New Deal destroyed the independence of the judiciary about 80 years ago, well, they might very well do it again. But this time their intellectual dishonesty will stick out like a sore thumb. Hence, according to the law, and Cruz should know this, Cruz and all other people like him are ineligible to run for the high office of President of the United States. They must be just solely to run for president. That's the truth, like it or not. I rest my case. As for me, I'm supporting Donald Trump. Let's make America great again. Y'all have a nice day.